1 second. We back. Let me clean off my. Yeah. Oh yeah, it looks a lot better. I was pretty smudged. I was pretty smudged just now. I don't know if y'all caught that or not. But yeah, man, we're looking a lot more clearer. Say, man. So as I look at this, as I look at that, don't worry about that shit. Mind your business. But there you go. Boom. You see that shit? Just got some fucking gas yesterday. Gas was $3.12 yesterday. $3.12. Wish it was $1.12. You know what I'm talking about? Gold Peak, holla at me, man. I need a sponsorship. I fuck with y'all. This zero sugar sweet tea, shit's real. But I'm not saying it no more. I'm gonna start taking the label off until y'all pay me. But yeah, man. So I got some gas yesterday. Literally, it's 11:37 p.m. right now, Thursday night. I got gas probably about 35 hours ago. I did have to do a lot of driving. Shit, had to help my mama with some stuff yesterday. But, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bruh. Shit's crazy, man. It was $3.12 yesterday. Today, nigga, I saw that shit say $3.59. Know I'm gonna need some gas tomorrow. I'm like, oh my God, I'm terrified, petrified. You feel me? Oh man. So man, how y'all doing? How y'all doing, brothers? I want to give a shout out to some of the ladies as well on Facebook. I got pretty decent feedback in a little study that I'm doing that I'm gonna bring to y'all here on this platform soon. I asked men what is their I asked men what's their definition of a good woman, and what are the quality traits and everything that it takes for one to be considered a good woman in their eyes, to them. And I asked men the same thing in considering a good. Hold on, wait. I asked the women about a good man, and I asked the men about a good woman. I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you for that. Say hopes I get famous. I appreciate that. However, pray I get rich. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I grew up, man. Master P taught me get your money, fuck the fame. I do understand that what I'm doing can bring fame, because it can bring notoriety. Oh, there go the laws. That's one. That's two. They zooming. Don't know what they doing. Good thing I ain't in here smoking. But they ain't worried about me. But yeah. It can bring notoriety and, you know, fame and recognition and all of that. And that's great. That's cool. I welcome it. But only if a check comes with it. I'm just trying to take care of my kids, man. I don't care about being wealthy. I don't care about being just crazy rich, man. I just want to live comfortably. A nice home where each one of my children have their own bedroom. Bills are paid. We're not worried about it. And you know, that eliminates a lot of problems. That eliminates a lot of problems. But thank you so much. I don't know how to say your name. If I kill it, I'm sorry. I apologize. But I see AY. I'm gonna say Aylin Keller. Aylin Keller is what I believe it says. Aylin Keller. I appreciate you, Aylin Keller. You know, if the fame brings fortune, then I hope I get famous too. but I'd rather be a rich nobody than um, a famous broke person. So, my boy Stoglin, man, big bro, man, an extremely positive brother, extremely intelligent brother, a great brother, period, man. Like I said, this is my second time saying it. He's gonna be one of my first guests. I don't know if that'll be number one, number three, number five, or if it'll be somewhere in the top 10. But he will be one of my first guests. I'm speaking that into existence because I want y'all to hear from him. I want y'all to hear his story and his transformation and his growth. So I've known Big Bro now, since I was in high school, man. He a little bit older than me and his sister, same grade. Um, yeah, man, wonderful family. Wonderful family. Their mother, his other brother, that's my big cuz, one of his homies, like, wonderful family, man. Beautiful people, man. God fearing, you know what I'm saying? He gave me some ideas for the topic tonight. I decided to go ahead and speak on it tonight because why not? I ain't doing shit in there watching The Office. Coming to America is on. I've said this before. I don't know if I've ever said it on here, so I will let y'all know. Coming to America is not in my top 5 Eddie Murphy movie. There, I said it. I said it. It's not. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna have to look him up. Yeah, I wish you could send me a picture, but I'm definitely gonna remember that name and look that up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna screenshot that right now so I don't forget. And if I agree with you, I'm gonna get your Cash App and I'm gonna send you something. Now I'm not saying when I'm gonna send you something because I need to start making money on here. Then I will give back to the people. But if I believe you trolling and you trying to be funny, I'm gonna find your ass. Nah, I'm playing, man. It's all love. But yeah, man. Stog mentioned depression, and how depression has many different faces. How it can look different for a young man compared to older men, right? He also mentioned how we sometimes as men we need to be acknowledged. We need to know that we're seen. We need to know that we're heard. It's a form of appreciation for us, right? And that's important to a man. Even as God-fearing man, you're gonna go through struggle. You know what I'm saying? I would argue that really, when you're really trying to be a real man of God, you probably gonna go through more struggle. You probably will. That's my argument, and it kind of comes from, I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't want to say it's jealousy because I don't view myself as a jealous person, especially of another man, right? But I've looked at people in my lifetime and I'm like, damn, man, I know for a fact, man, this motherfucker is doing all the wrong shit in life. Just not a good person, right? Like doing shit in a bad, evil, manipulative, conniving, dirty, sneaky, snake type of way. But man, bro, they life look good than a motherfucker. And here I am over here doing right by people and helping people, and I don't got help myself, and just being an honest person, and I go through all of this fucking hell. It's like, goddamn, right? So that's why I kind of feel like it's a very big possibility that when you are a man of faith, a man of God, a person of faith, a person of God, that you probably go through more struggle, right? You probably go through more struggle. Don't ask me why. I mean, I could tell you, but you also can figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Come walk down that path. I gotta believe that the reward on the other side is greater. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, that's just what I have to believe. Let's talk about depression. I think depression is something that men are not that comfortable speaking on. I don't think men like to speak about being depressed because a lot of men view or equate I'm depressed with I must be weak, something wrong with me. Like, we were taught to man up, stop crying, just man up. Damn, that light bright. It gotta be a law. They just turn. Depression has become one of two things. It's either become so common now that it's damn near normal. And if you are living without depression, if you are healed, like, bro, count your blessings, man, because you more than likely are in the minority, right? Or the word depression has become so famous and so popular that it's kind of like an addiction now. It's kind of like people want you to think they're depressed, whether it's because they just want sympathy, whatever the case might be. I don't know. People have their own fucked up reasons for being fucked up people. Because me personally, I find it very fucked up for anyone, man or woman, to play with those terms. Depression and anything that's like it. Because people take their lives over this shit, bro. And people definitely consider and heavily think about taking their lives over this shit. And people try to take their lives over this shit. So I personally, like, the number one thing I don't respect is when a motherfucker plays with God's name. Like, don't play with God's name. Don't call yourself no preacher, no pastor, no reverend, no minister, nothing like that. If you out here just fucking a bunch of hoes, getting drunk, getting high, and just on your bullshit, like, just completely living in sin. It's alright to be sinful. Like, we all sin, we all fall short. I'm not gonna say it's alright, but it's normal. And I really think God expects us to sin. It's all about sinning less. If you sinned 50 times on Monday, try to at least cut it to 49 by Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? And let's take it from there. It's all about taking steps forward, right? We were born sinners. That's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just a Cole's album or song, right? You always hear the term depression is real. It's extremely real. Extremely real, right? Let me not do that because I caught a glimpse of my eye in a triangle. Next thing you know, they're gonna say I'm in Illuminati. My broke ass in the Illuminati. Like, what the fuck? That'd be funny though. To hear my first rumor of being in the Illuminati, I can't wait. That shit gonna be fucking hilarious. Especially if I'm still broke. Like, oh my God. Yeah, make my day. But yeah, man. Depression can definitely look like a lot of different things for a lot of different people. I can, look at myself. I'm 39 years old. The first time I identified myself with the term, the word depressed, I was 19, 20 years ago. Now, when I look back on it, the older I get, the more I realize, Jody, you was really depressed at 15, 16 years old, right? You just didn't know what to call it. It's kind of like the word anxiety. I be, I be, I be shitting on the word anxiety, right? And it's funny. I forgot what I was watching recently. I was watching something recently, and they mentioned anxiety, and it was an old movie, and I was like, "What the fuck? I never caught that." Because I legit, y'all remember that cartoon movie? Damn, what's the fucking movie? It was about it's the movie. It's a bunch of little dots and shit. They were like feelings, um, in and out or inside out, some shit like that, right? Came out a few years ago. Well, I went and took the kids to see the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet. I think it's on Netflix. I just ain't watched it. My kids watched it. But I remember the trailer. The second one just came out like maybe a year or 2 years ago, right? And on the trailer, I heard them say, "Hey, we got a new feeling. Everybody, me, anxiety." When I heard that shit on the commercial, I died. I rewound that shit and made sure I heard what I thought I heard. And then I said, I gotta make sure one more time that they said what I think they said, and I heard what I think I heard, because I know I heard what I think they said, but I want to make sure that they said what I know I heard. You feel me? So, man, like I let Tay hear, I let my mama hear. I was like, I told y'all. I told y'all. Remember, I told y'all I'm 39, right? Since I was 36, I be wanting my credit for shit, right? I used to just do shit for people, fall back in the background. I don't care about getting no credit. Since I've been like 36ish, I want my credit. So I would always say anxiety is a fake made up word, because I never recall hearing that word. I graduated high school in 2005. I was in high school from '01 to '05. Never can I recall hearing the term anxiety. You wanna know what's crazy? It might have been Clueless. Now that I think about it, I might have been watching Clueless. Clueless came out in fucking '95. I was 8 years old when Clueless came out. But I fuck with the movie, you know. So of course, you know, as a kid, young man, you know, you fuck with it because Stacey Dash. I mean, if you're my age, Stacey Dash was one of your first fucking crushes. Let's just keep it a buck, right? Yeah, I know what my boy Trip said, and I will still, you know what I'm saying? Like Trip said, I gotta be respectful, so I won't say it. But you feel me? What's my favorite movie? I'm gonna answer that because I like that question, Shannon Dawes. I appreciate that. That is always so difficult for me. That is so difficult for me. I'm gonna have to do an episode on that. So if you don't subscribe to me, and stay tuned, because I will do an episode on that one day soon. But a prelude to that episode, when it comes to movies, I kind of break them in categories. Like, you asked me what's my favorite movie, I can't pick one. It's Menace to Society. It's Life. It's Goodfellas. It's Scarface. It's Godfather 2, 1 and 2. It's like the first two Dark Knights. That's just a difficult fucking question for me, man. Juice, Above the Rim, Poetic Justice. Shit. You want to hear something that's completely left from everything I just said? The Notebook. I love The Notebook. I love The Notebook. I don't give a fuck. I think this shit came out in like '04 or '06. I was like 17, 19, some shit like that. Like, I love the fucking Notebook, man. Like, Blue Hill Avenue, that's an underrated one y'all don't know about. Lockdown, Master P movie. The Wood. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. It's weird, man. I can't pick a favorite movie. Like, my favorite movie is like 20 different fucking movies, man. But yeah. So let me get back on track. I appreciate that question though. Thank you. I never heard the term anxiety. So I always said it was fake, it was made up, it wasn't real. So when I saw that on that trailer to that movie, to me that was confirmation. I was right all this fucking time. Where I was just talking shit because I felt like so many people, women especially, would just use that term on some crutch type shit. I mean, the fucking shit is made up. You know what I'm saying? Especially like teenagers. Oh my god, teenagers. My oldest son, guys, y'all know, he's 17, but I also have a bonus daughter. She's she's 19. Her friend just turned 20. That's why I kind of froze for a second. But yeah, she's 19, and she started off as just a work daughter. First, she started off as just an employee, then a work daughter. She lost her father, and I just always let her know, hey, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I just saw something in the kid, saw leadership in her. You know what I'm saying? We became like down there equals. You know what I'm saying? We were assistants together before I became the GM. But that's my little dog, man. She graduated last year. She just finished her freshman year at UTA. But I remember like there was kids around her age that worked with us, and like they were always like, she's very mature for her age. Very self-aware. She a different young lady, and it's like, as a father, like I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the things that you don't want your daughter into and involved with, she ain't really with all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I know her father's looking down on her proud and smiling. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a really good kid, right? But a lot of her classmates and contemporaries, people her age and shit, they love to use that anxiety shit, and I'm just like, that shit is so fake, bro. Like you niggas, y'all just say is I'm anxious and I have high anxiety to like have an excuse on some shit, right? I hate that fucking term, right? But it's real. It's definitely real, and you know it when you start feeling it, right? I have this thing, like I'll start itching. I'll start itching, and it kind of made me start looking at my 5-year-old son different, because sometimes when he's crying uncontrollably and can't really speak vocally on what's wrong, he gets to fiddling and says he's itching, and it used to piss me off because I'm like, bro, you just doing that shit. Like, you need to be still, put your arms by your side, straighten up, stop crying, and talk. Let me know what it is, because I can't help if I don't know what it is, right? And I'm gonna get back to stop crying. I'm gonna get back to that because that's very key and important in this discussion, especially talking to a child. But then I noticed one time when I'm having moments, with whomever I'm having a moment with, and I'm trying to regulate and calm down, keep my emotions intact, because I don't want to, at 39, I don't want to respond the way I did at 19, because that shit can put me in jail. I don't want to respond the way I did at 29, because that shit still wasn't healthy or right. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get into a space, and I want to be able to maintain that, right? But I can feel like the sweat and the sweaty palm, sweaty bottom of your feet type shit, and just the uncontrollable itchiness. And this has been something I felt for a few years now, but I literally just came to terms where I was like, a few weeks ago, I was like, damn, man, this is anxious, this is anxiety. It has to be. And I Google everything, I research like everything. I hadn't researched it because I don't think I need to. I think I already know the answer. It's anxiety. And when you have all of these things are a part of mental health, and they all can stem from depression. Like I said, I know I first identified myself with being depressed at 19 years old. But I also think about some of the shit I went through at 15, 16, and I know that I was also depressed as early as 15, 16. I don't believe I was depressed before that. Maybe somewhat. I could come up with some reasons that I could have been, just because I've battled and dealt with depression in the past 20, 25 years in every possible way that you can think of. From being broke, to just not making enough money, so struggling. My son being taken away. Um, Relationship, marriage. Um, dealing with the other kids just acting up for whatever reason and not understanding what it is, not being in church, then getting back in church and getting stronger and closer in my faith, and knowing that that only welcomes the devil in, because you know God has to test you. When you say you're ready for that commitment, God has to test you. He has to make sure you're for real. You really about that. But Satan, he gonna get his rocks off too, right? You know what I'm saying? But like they're in so many forms, man. Job situations, injuries. You know what I'm saying? From sports to injuries, not being able to work. Like I've dealt with depression in a lot of different ways over the last 20, 25 years. And when I really think about it, I was in there thinking before I started this. I like to, pregame, you know what I'm saying? Conversations. I pregame conversations. I still feel I'm an only child. By my mother, I'm an only child. I have younger siblings by my father. But I grew up in a household with two people, myself and my mother. That was it. Stepdad was around sometimes. Father was never around as far as inside the household after the age of 2 or 4, something like that. But I always had, back in the day in the 90s, we called them imaginary friends, right? And still to this day, man, I talk to myself. I feel like I have the absolute best conversations with me, with myself, because I definitely answer myself. I think you people who think people are crazy if they answer themselves when they talk to themselves, I think y'all the dumbest, stupidest, craziest motherfuckers there is. Because why the fuck am I gonna ask me a question and not give me an answer? Okay? Now, the problem and issue is a lot of motherfuckers don't have the mental capacity I got. Once again, I've told y'all what Josh told me years ago. You gotta start respecting you out of other people, because motherfuckers ain't built like you, right? So, how do I equate that with this? I can answer myself when I'm speaking to myself, when I'm having a conversation with myself, when I'm playing out a conversation, when I'm pre-gaming how a conversation is going to go with another individual. So I'm practicing, I'm interviewing how I'm going to ask them these questions, and I'm trying to come up with different scenarios, different responses that they might come back with me with, so I can already have a rebuttal prepared. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes they completely surprise me, and sometimes out of left field. That's cool. I'm good on my feet, right? But it's just a habit. It's what I do, right? Um, I'm highly intellectual. I'm extremely smart. Um, you know what I'm saying? I might talk how I talk. I might look how I look. Y'all might think I look like a goddamn fool. Some of y'all might think I sound like a goddamn fool. But go back to the archives. 2005 Waco High. I was this fucking close to being on that stage, top 10%. So I'm extremely intelligent, right? And really, if it wasn't just for me fucking off 11th grade year, I would have been. But I give myself good answers. I give myself good responses when I speak back to myself, because I'm coming from a logical perspective. I'm coming from a logical point of view. And it's gonna be something that can be intelligent and ignorant, because I'm gonna come back with multiple responses. But I'm trying to help me, right? I tell my 11-year-old son, when him and his brother are working out, his brother's 17, Jason is 11, Javion is 17, and I tell Jace, call him Jace or we call him Boogie, and call Javion JJ, right? He calls himself Jaja. Fuck that shit. But I'm like Jace. Like Jace, he'll get upset during workouts. He feels like JJ is telling him he didn't do something right, so he needs to do it over. And I'm telling him, bruh, you will cheat yourself. I'm your coach. I've coached Jay since he was 6 or 7 years old. You will cheat yourself. I see it. I've seen it all the time. And guess what? As hard of a worker and as great of a leader that Jay is, JJ will cheat himself. But you want to know what's not going to happen, Jace? Your brother is not going to cheat you. So if he says you didn't do it correctly and you need to do it over so you can do it right, bro, stop whining, stop crying, and just get to. Just get to it, and so you can get that shit over with. Because I believe him. I believe him because I know that if I leave it up to you, I can't trust you to do your best. You're going to find a way to cheat it. So I don't cheat myself when I'm trying to come up with shit, when I'm trying to figure shit out, and only two people I have in this world to talk to are God and myself. I'm trying to come up with the best possible answers, responses, rebuttals, whatever. I'll tell me that I'm wrong. Like, that's why I think I'm so big on accountability, because I hold myself accountable first. I hold myself accountable first. So if you're in my inner circle, you have to be comfortable with me holding you accountable, because number one, I hold myself accountable, and number two, I want you to hold me accountable, right? So yeah, I talk to myself frequently. Love it. Y'all niggas ain't smarter than me. Like I said, I feel like that was normal as an only child. I don't feel that that's what made me depressed. There were other things that I could get into that made me depressed. Why I know that I was depressed. I could identify at 19 years old that I am depressed. I couldn't identify it at 15, 16, but it's probably just because I didn't want to. I probably knew. I just didn't want to say it, because you got to think again. I'm born in 87, right? When I'm 16, it's 2003. Think about that. It's 2003 when I was 16. If you're black and you were a teenager in the 2000s, think about going to your parent talking about you was depressed. Right? Think about going to your parent the way children now can and be like they need counseling. We didn't do that shit in the 90s and the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? It was you tripping, you wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can pray it away. You too young to be stressed. What the fuck is depression? You ain't about to talk to no white person or no stranger and tell them your business. You be alright. Some people just like at 15, 16 years old, man, just smoke some weed. Right? You know what I'm saying? Weed never touched my lips till I was 22. On my 22nd birthday, my brother and cousin made me smoke. Right? Because they knew I had been dealing with crazy ass shit for the last 7 years. And they was like, bruh, how have you never gotten high? And then even still, from 22 to 26, I only barely and rarely smoke. Barely and rarely. I'm talking about being in the studio, cam or some shit. Or with my bro. Like, literally, in them 4 years, from 22 to 26, because I got hired with the state right after my birthday at 26, and it was on my 22nd birthday. So legitimate 4 years. In those 4 years, 12, 24, 48, no, 49 months. Times. I probably only smoked about 10 times in those 49 months, right? It wasn't until I got hurt right before I was 31, a few months before I turned 31, that I became a smoker. So, like, we're literally saying I ain't been a smoker for a decade. And even then, again, like I said, I research, I study, and I just looked up the benefits to how it can help with pain how I can help with. I've always been an insomniac. I still, like right now at 39, I don't feel that I've had a nights of rest since I was 23. This is the summer of 39. It's been 16 summers since I last can say I really had rest consistently, like real rest. I take naps. You know what I'm saying? I run off of 4 hours of sleep most of the time. It's one of the big reasons why I can't get a CDL, because I'm afraid, because I know how many times driving from Mott, Texas to either right here in the north or over there in the west, which is even further, that I pulled up to the house and Jesus had to have the wheel. He had to, because I have no idea how I got here. I don't remember. Last thing I remember was being on the highway or being on this street or turning right here. Jesus got me home. And I think my lack of sleep is a part of my depression. When I look at the last 20 years, 19 when I identified it, or it can even go back to 25 years, 20, 25 years, I'm not sure. I'm very good with time. I'm extremely good with time, right? I can go back and tell you an exact date. Maybe not like June 16th type shit, but I can tell you about June and July of 2010. The significance and importance of it to me. March of 2003. July of 2001. December of 2006. December 2009. Like, I can go back and really like pinpoint some shit, right? So if I really took time to really think about it and try to come up with a collective, I'll share it at a later date. But I'm willing to bet with a very educated hypothesis that in my past 20 to 25 years since I've dealt with depression, I have not had an accumulated 5 years where I would say I wasn't depressed. Accumulated. Like I said, it doesn't have to be 5. Like, I wasn't depressed from 2010 to 2015. No, that's not what I'm saying. Maybe I don't think I was depressed for 6 months in 2018, 3 months in 2010, 3 months in 2013, right? So boom, right there, I had 3 and 10, 3 and 13, 6 and 18. Those 18 years, I just came up with a combined, accumulated 1 year. That's just me throwing out numbers. That's it. That's all that is, right? What I'm saying that I feel is accurate, like I said, I'd have to go back, really think about it. But I will guarantee there has not been 10 years that I've not been depressed. But I'm going to say that I don't think that there's been accumulated 5 years. Doesn't mean I don't have times of happiness. I definitely have times of happiness, man. Come on, man. At the very least, I got 4 beautiful reasons to be happy. And I have more ones, right? To smile, to laugh, to want to live, to make sure that I'm here. Because if it wasn't for those handful of reasons, probably blow my brains out. Drive off a cliff. But I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? People depend on me. People need me. And every once in a while, somebody makes me feel special. Somebody lets me know that I'm important, that I am loved, that I'm appreciated, that I'm seen, that I'm heard. because a lot of times us as men do not feel seen or heard. We don't, and we just tuck it away and keep pushing because that's what society has taught us that we've had to do ever since we were little. Suck it up, man up, stop crying. Again, I have a 17-year-old son and an 11-year-old son, and I think even my 5-year-old son could regulate this to you too. I let all of my children, especially my sons, know. And I can't even say especially because I let my daughter know as well. Because I don't want, the last thing I want is for my daughter, I don't ever want my daughter to be a victim of any kind. But what I don't want her to do is accept being a victim, to be comfortable being a victim, to victimize herself, and to look at a means to get what she wants can come from crying victim. But we'll talk about that another time. So, speaking to my boys, I let all of my boys know. My 17-year-old definitely knows this, my 11-year-old definitely knows this, but even my 5-year-old knows this. I will never tell y'all that you cannot cry. I will never say that it is not okay for you to cry just because you're a boy. Y'all see daddy cry. I'm a crier. I will cry. I cry at movies. I cry at TV shows. I cry when I'm overwhelmed. I cry when I'm sad. I cry at church. I cry at funerals. I cry. I don't give a fuck. I cry. Hey, man. I've said it before, and I think I've told y'all before. Tupac cried. You ask the people that was closest to Pac, and they would say he just had such a big heart, and he loved so hard, like he was not afraid to cry. And like I said, I feel like Pac, the second greatest man to walk this earth, but Jesus Christ, and the second realest after Jesus Christ, and probably the hardest. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of that, if Pac could cry, goddamn it, I can cry. So no, it ain't no shame in my game that I cry, because the same way I cry, I got a vicious right. I got a, and this left don't slack. You feel me? So, okay, can you whoop me though? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm solid, baby. Shit, 6'5", 3. I think I'm at about. I think I'm getting close to. I think about 355. I'm getting there. I'm losing. So, you know what I'm saying? Too sexy for my shit. You know what I'm talking about? But just trying to be happy, man. Just trying to live for these kids, man. Just trying to live. But yeah, man. I don't mind crying. Therefore, I don't teach my sons that you cannot cry, that it's not okay for you to cry. What I tell my sons is, if you are going to cry, have a legitimate reason. We don't cry for no reason. We don't cry because we're not getting our way. We don't cry because we're upset. We don't cry because someone's not doing what we want them to do, how we want them to do, when we want them to do, or we can't do what we want to do. No, we cry when we have a legitimate reason. So if you can compose yourself enough to vocalize to me and let me know why you're crying, and I understand that you have a legitimate reason, I'm going to allow you to get it off. I will hold you as my child, hug you, let you know it's okay and that daddy's here, and we will get through it. And after we wipe those tears away, we're done. We're done. We have to move on, and we have to get an understanding of it, learn from it, grow from it, be better because of it, and not fall back for the same trap again. But we don't cry for no reason. But I don't tell my sons to man up and stop crying. That instills bad mental health in a child. Being depressed does not always look like being sad. Think about it. I haven't. If we're talking about 25 years, and I say I've only not been depressed for 5 of 25 years, that don't mean for 20 years I've walked around looking sad, wearing all black and not talking and shit. No, because that's not the only form of what depression looks like. Especially when you're younger, depression can just be being angry, acting out, right? Doing things, making decisions that can fuck up your life. One thing I try to teach young men is that one bad decision, literally a second of acting out of raw emotion, whether it's anger or pleasure, can fuck up your entire life for the rest of your life. That decision at 15 that came from anger or pleasure that you didn't use this brain with, at 15 can cost you 30 years. That's a fact. Um, Depression does not look the same for everyone. It can be having a lot of sex. Um, I do feel that that is something that I see a lot in conversations and in reels, and I see that a lot that women speak on that now. And I do want to, since I brought it up, I want to take just a quick moment to the ladies. If any woman is watching and paying attention and listening, okay, ladies, especially if you're married, just go with me here. You were promiscuous, or you had a lot of sex, as a teen, as a young adult, when you were single, when you were dating, and even earlier on in your marriage. You set a standard that your husband, and this is before kids, but it's also even after kids, right? You set a standard that your husband grew to expect, that me and my wife, we love each other dearly. We've committed to owning each other for the rest of our lives. We love to have sex. We have sex like 3 to 5 times a week. That's just amazing, right? But it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable, right? There's gonna be times in both of your lives where, you know, the libido's gonna get lower, and stresses and all of this stuff, right? Women seem to not understand, a lot of times, a lot of women, not all, seem to not understand that a man does equate love, appreciation, and how you desire him with sex. We got on one knee and decided to choose you for the rest of our lives. Every time you deny that man sex, it it damages a piece of his ego and his identity. And it makes him wonder and question a lot. And it takes him to a dark place when it becomes, okay, can we agree upon just 3 times a week? And then it gets to down to 2 times a week. We didn't agree upon this, but it just so happened to just be 2 times a week. It's not that much. So, I'm kind of feeling away, but okay, I still can be thankful, right? But then twice a week goes into once a week. And then once a month. Once you get to that once a month, now it's like a big problem. Because even in the Bible, it speaks about how husband, your body does not no longer belong to you. Wife, your body does not no longer belong to you. It belongs to your spouse. And, saying you're supposed to, to share with one another. And the only time that a withdrawal in intimacy, and love making is supposed to happen is if the both of you agree upon it. Like maybe it's like a fast type of thing, right? But you're not supposed to reject or deny, because especially, and I think in this part it was speaking directly to the wife, because it literally said you're allowing the spirit of the Jezebel to creep. When I was younger, I used to always say like a man cheats for like the dumbest, stupidest, or no reason. Like it's hot outside, she got good AC. You know what I'm saying? You know what? That's a great question. I'll look it up. Subscribe to me and holler at me. I'll give it to you. I could go look it up right now, but cause I'm not no Bible I'm not a what's the right word? Like I don't. The one thing I let my pastor know is I know stuff in the Bible, but I don't feel like I know the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But I know for a fact it's in there. You know what I'm saying? But I'll find it out and I'll say it at the beginning of my next video. Just for you, only one bad. Just for you. But yeah, I used to say like it's hot outside, she got AC. It's cold outside, ooh, pussy's warm. Right? A man cheats for no fucking reason, the dumbest, stupidest reasons, right? But with a woman, it's emotional, it's an attraction, it's opening yourself, giving yourself, it's all of this shit, right? Then I got more mature and I realized, nah, man, men cheat for emotional reasons too. Like it's all about neglect. It really is. It's all neglect. You know what I'm saying? The man's not doing something that the woman is getting from somewhere else and she falls for the trap. The woman's not doing something and the man starts receiving this from someone else and he falls for the trap. And a lot of times when it's the man falling for the trap, it's like it's attention, it's affection, it's a desirability. Because as men, all right, there's 5 love languages. Everyone has 2 love languages. Everyone has a primary and a secondary. You ask a woman what her love language is, it could literally be either 2 of the 5. You ask a man what his love language is, if he's aware, I'm going to just about guarantee you it's going to be 2 of 2. Words of affirmation and physical touch. Those are the 2 things that men need to feel loved. What are the other 3? Receiving gifts. That's the one I always forget. I had to just look these up before this episode. Receiving gifts. Men, yeah, we like to receive gifts just because like we're the one that always pays for shit and buys shit, and so it's cool. But it's like we kind of get used to not receiving them, so it's not a necessity. It's not something we need. It's just something that when we get it, we're appreciative, and it's dope. Like, thank you. I appreciate that, right? Acts of service. Women desire acts of service because a lot of time a woman get overwhelmed and feel like she's doing it all on her own. That's, you know, even though that man could have just spent the morning doing everything that she's saying in the evening that he never does, or could have spent the week doing everything that she says the next week that he hadn't. And it's like, what? Like, the fuck? But the only time a man really cares about acts of service from his woman is if the act of service involves physical touch. I always forget one. Earlier it was the goddamn gift. So we got gifts, we got words of affirmation, we got physical touch, quality time. That's the 5th one. The only time a man cares about quality time is if it involves physical touch. That's it. Like, and no, I'm not always just talking about sex. The quality time that can involve physical touch, bro, baby, we want y'all to just come put your head in our lap or lay on our chest at night. We want to be able to put our head in your lap and you just rub our scalp. We want you to just come give us random passionate kisses, real kisses, not None of, but like, you know what I'm saying? At least press if you don't want to use no fucking tongue. But give us a real kiss, hug us, hold us tight. That's physical touch. So if we spending quality time, we want some of that. We want to be on the couch up under each other watching our show. Not you over there, I'm over here, and you on your phone, and like, no. Yes, there are times where quality time can just mean I just need to know you're home. Why? Because we are your protector. And if you're gone and we don't know where you are and you're gone too long, we get worried. If we expect you here at a certain time and we haven't heard from you and we can't get in contact with you, first off, that's not a marriage. It's not a covenant, and it's highly disrespectful on either side. A husband to do to his wife or a wife to do to their husband. Your partner should know where you are at all times. Your partner should know what you're doing and who you're with. You know, you can say, well, my partner should trust me. How the fuck can your partner trust you if you're doing things that are untrustworthy? If you're not checking in and letting them know and giving them affirmation. Sometimes that quality time can just mean I know she in the house and she's safe, right? I'm in the living room watching the game, she in the bedroom watching her shit, but I know she's safe. That's cool. That's not really quality time, but okay, you're here. But for a man, it's about physical touch, not just sex, but touch us. Let us know you desire us, because that lets us feel like we're seen and we're heard and we matter and we're important. And that can kill off depression, because what can stem and help depression grow is you not giving us that physical touch, you not giving us those words of affirmation. I've seen so many women in the past couple of days speak about speaking life into their man. And my question is, what does that mean? What are you saying? What are you doing to be his helpmate? They keep talking about helpmate. So what do you do to be a helpmate? What is you speaking life into him and making him feel like a king feel? How is he supposed to feel like a king if you don't make him feel like a king? Words, they're powerful. And even though actions mean more than words, and I'm all about actions above words, especially when the words are just typed but never said, especially when the words are just typed but never said face to face, especially when the words are typed but never said and then never acted upon. Those typed words don't mean a motherfucking thing, but even that face to face words, they diminish over time when the action that follows it does not match. But when it's the speaking life into him, bringing him up, making him feel better and higher than what he is when he is at his low point, making him feel wanted, desired, sexy, and then the physical touch after, action after, to let it be known, like, this is how much I love you. I want to kiss you so passionately. I'm gonna hug you tight because you mine. I'm gonna rub on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to bust this pussy wide. I'm about to put this ass on you. I'm about to slob you down. Like, yes, that's what makes a man feel 10 feet tall and feel like he can conquer any fucking thing, and make him go even extra harder at doing it for you. And whatever depression is there, it minimizes, and if it's so consistent, it eliminates it. Women, you have so much power. I just hit an hour, so I'm about to wrap it up soon. But women, you have so much power. I've always had a lot of sis, a lot of female friends since high school, right? And I tell women all the time, I tell females, I give females free game. And I tell them all the time, like, I'm a Christian. I feel you on that question. I appreciate that question. Um, I'm a Christian. However, um, I respect a lot of things that the Quran and the Nation of Islam teach, as far as concerning a black man, and I definitely respect um, domination, denomination, churches that are like non-traditional. Because while I am a Christian, I'm not super religious at all. I hate the business of church. Um, I'm not like an old school or just a good old boy type Christian, but I believe in Jesus Christ. I love Jesus Christ. That's my Lord and Savior, and I try to be better. And a part of me being better is me getting closer to Christ. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that was you that just laughed at that. I don't really give a fuck. That's cool. Um, you see how I just said how I love Christ, but I also don't give a fuck if you think that's funny. Like I said, I ain't the best. But yeah, man, women, y'all have so much power, man, because I will tell women all the time, before you give a man sex in the beginning, you control everything. As soon as you give him sex, you just gave him control over everything. And as soon as and you're born a queen, especially if you're a black woman, you're born a queen. Wear that crown. Because once you get into this hot girl shit and this city girl shit and this hood rat shit, and like, you're taking your crown off, baby. You putting your crown on the ground, and it's not as easy to pick it up. You have the power to speak life into that man. You have the power to make that man feel smaller than ever. You can make a 7-foot man feel like he's 2 feet tall with your words and with your lack of actions, or with your negative actions, with your lack of affection. Oh no. Okay, I feel you. I feel you. Like I said, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's all love. I appreciate you, bro. I hope you're a subscriber. I hope you're a subscriber. I really appreciate you, bro. I appreciate the conversation. But I mean, I'm not. Hey man, my pastors know I cuss. Hey, I'm gonna get there one day, man. I'm gonna get there one day. But ladies, man, y'all have that power, man. But like I said, man, when a man our acts, I mean, words of affirmation and physical touch, those are the things that we need. We need that, man, because it helps us feel seen. It helps us feel heard. It helps us feel appreciated. Look, man, a man wants to feel loved. He wants to know that you love him. But ladies, free game. You want to make your man know beyond the shadow of a doubt that you love him? Make him feel and let him know that you respect him, that you desire him, and that you appreciate him. If you do those 3 things for your man, he will feel the love that way. Respect him. When he speaks, you listen. When he suggests, you don't brush off. You're not always argumentative. You don't mind following, since you say you want a leader, instead of saying you want a leader but not allowing him to lead. That's respect. You talk to him in a respectful way, in a respectful tone. You respect yourself when you're not in his presence. The way you dress, the way you carry yourself. You respect his time by not having him wait upon you, by not having him worry about you because you're not where you're supposed to be. Those are the ways you show a man that you respect him. You show him that you desire him by touching him randomly. Man, these laws is odd. By touching him randomly, by kissing on him, by hugging him tightly, by giving him sex more than once a month, once 2 months, once a couple of weeks. It's hard out here on us all. Work, stress, bills, kids, Life gets hectic. But if you are in a covenant, and if you are really trying to be more Christ-like as a husband and as a wife, you must come together with your mate. You must pray together. You must fast together. You must make love. You must become one. And you must do these things consistently, because that keeps the devil away. Those are powerful points that men need. Over 80% of men on what he's saying. Hey, man. Hey, bro. Do me a favor, bro. Copy and paste all of your comments. And when I share this, re-put your comments on here. Re-put your comments on here. Because I don't know why, but the live chats do not show up once I share the video, man. But I really appreciate the conversation. I really appreciate you being here. It seems like you've been here for just about most of this hour, at least half of it. So I really appreciate you. I spoke on desire, I spoke on respect, appreciation, ladies. Yeah, man, we gotta hear it. That's the part of the words of affirmation. We gotta hear it. I appreciate you. I see what you do. I see everything you do. I really appreciate it. We gotta hear it, not just read it on Facebook on our birthday and on Father's Day. But we gotta hear it. We gotta see it in your eyes when you say it. Feel it in your voice and your tone when you say it. But then feel it, because you do something to prove how much I appreciate you. And guess what, ladies? If that means I'm tired tonight, but I know my man needs me, he needs my body, he needs my mouth, he needs this loving, baby, let's be real. We grown. We're grown. We're grown. We're not teenagers. So it ain't no fantasy shit. Good sex, about 15 minutes tops. 15 to 30. If we talking about the foreplay and everything. Okay? Baby girl, push through. Push through. I'm not saying you got to do it every night. I'm not saying you got to do it 3, 4, 5 times a week. Show that man you love him by making him feel appreciated, affirming him with your words, and making him feel desired, and that you respect him. Women think only they need words of reassurance. Man, bro, I'm telling you, bro, please copy. I'm giving you time. I'm about to close this out, but please copy all of your comments, paste them. I need them. But yes, man, I'm appreciative for y'all, man. Fellas, if you're dealing with depression, it gets better, man. Get in your word. Study, man. Spend time with God. Speak to God. Meditate. Pray. And, bro, stay consistent with it. Stay consistent with it. You can overcome it, man. I guarantee you, you can overcome it. It's not easy. It don't happen overnight. Like I said, in the past 20, 25 years, I probably have only not been depressed 5 years. At the very most, possibly maybe 10. But I doubt, I believe it's closer to 5. So I say maybe 7 on the curve. It's tough. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It does get greater later. And you can overcome by becoming closer to God, finding your purpose, living in your purpose, and making sure that if you do have that woman, baby girl, it's a strong assignment. Being a wife is more than getting dolled up and looking like a princess for a wedding. It's a strong assignment. And it gets tough for both. It gets tough as a man to build up that woman. It gets tough for a woman to hold down and build up that man. Shit only lasts a season. Stick through it. God is testing you. Don't let the devil win. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Only one bad. That's the word only, the word one, then the number one bad. I appreciate you. I'm assuming it's a brother. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, man, for the conversation. I hope you copied all of them. I'm about to share this. Come back when you can. Post them. If you don't subscribe already, subscribe, man. Let's keep these discussions going. I appreciate y'all. Big Stock. I appreciate you for the inspiration on tonight's episode. I'm gonna holler at you later. We're gonna get you on this show very soon. Thank you, man. I appreciate all y'all. This is Jody said it first. I'm gonna holler at you. Love you. God bless.